Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we welcome you all on our second episode of the talk show, The Inspiring People India. Hi, I want to introduce myself. I'm Bharat Panocha. I'm 39 years old, a sales and marketing professional turned into an entrepreneur, and now a social media marketer and an educational coach. Today, we want to introduce Miss Crystal D'Souza, who is the founder and managing director of an event management company there in Mumbai with the name of Fun Factory. Welcome, Ms. D'Souza.
Hi, Mr. Bharat. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm really happy to be part of Inspiring People India. I hear that you all are doing a lot of good work, and what better way to be able to enter into people's hearts and minds right in there at their doorstep and inside their homes. So thank you so much. I'm very honored to be part of this platform.
Thanks, Ms. D'Souza. Thank you very much. So, Ms. D'Souza, we will start this now. First of all, we just want you to introduce yourself to our viewers.
Sure.
And also tell that how you start this journey with the event business.
Sure. So my name is Crystal D'Souza. As you have already mentioned, I'm a professional compere. I'm a party host and a special events coordinator. I'm the managing partner in a company called Fun Factory. It's a leading children's entertainment company in Mumbai. It's based in Mumbai. So I've been running my event business for the past 13 years. And before that, for almost 8 years, I've been freelancing in various event companies, event organizations, and I've learned the ropes and the business hands-on through experience. On the personal side, let me tell you that I'm a single parent. I have a beautiful teenage daughter. I homeschool her, and I have been homeschooling her since the last 8 years or so. I've developed my own system of education for her, where she will graduate. And also I'm teaching her the ropes of my business at the same time. So she's going to be one of the people taking on after me. On the some of my greatest loves are animals. I'm an ardent animal lover. I'm a parent to 3 beautiful cats, and or else they have adopted me, I should say. And I feed around 20 dogs every day during the lockdown, because I feel that it's very important to give back, and this is my way of giving back to humanity. About my hobbies and my free time, something I love to do is I'm very artistic. I'm very creative. I spend a lot of time with my daughter, and I also spend all the time I possibly get extra working on my business, sharpening my skills, meeting people, understanding people's minds and how they function, and picking up tiny little details about how I can improve my business and my personal life every single day. That's. I think I've given you a lot about myself.
Thanks a lot. So, Ms. D'Souza, as you told us that you are in this event business since last almost 15 years, right?
Yes.
So we just want to know that how you get started into this event business, and with that, we also want to know about your few starting years, that how it worked. Because as in India, if we talk about the event business, so that means somewhere the people think that we are a wedding planner or something like that. So we just want to know about your business, that how you started and how were your first few years in this business.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I am in this business for the last 20 years. Okay, it's been past 20 years that I'm in this business. When I was around 25, actually, I began my journey in the corporate section. In the corporate sector, I had a regular 9-to-5 job, and I was extremely, I was not getting adjusted well to the corporate world. I couldn't take the continuous grind of 9 to 5. I realized that, I'm seeing the same people, the same faces. I'm going to the same place. I'm traveling the same journey every day. And it was not in my personality to be on that kind of to play that kind of a role. Very honestly, I began to, get extremely bored. At that time, I was drawing in the corporate line, I mean to say, I was drawing a salary of about 8,000 rupees. And I was so happy with the money. It was a lot of money at that time. But when I used to get my paycheck at the end of the month, it was not 8,000 rupees. Okay, there were a lot of pay cuts. And I realized also, that the 9 to 5 job is such a nexus. It's there's a sort of a nexus that it's very difficult for people to grow because you're always under somebody else. And for me, it was I should say my idea of the corporate world now, what I will give you. And even at that time, I felt it was like, a group of monkeys in a pit. And every time you want to get out of the pit, all the monkeys are trying to get out of the pit, all the monkeys are trying to get above you. And the only way to get for the monkeys to get above you is for them to climb on each other's back, right? And you know the nature of the monkeys. The monkeys, as soon as one monkey climbs on another monkey, the first monkey falls down. So, it's a constant grind of all the monkeys doing this every single day. And I did not want to be one of the monkeys. I had to find another way to get out of this mess, right? So after this, after about 6 years of actually working in the corporate world, what I did was I decided now, whatever it is, I am going to make it work. Somehow I'm going to take a break and I am going to understand how to get involved in something that is going to give me pleasure. It's going to give me some sort of relief. And during that time, when even though I didn't come from I just came from a middle class family. During that time, I decided to give up. It's okay. I was getting a promotion. I was doing well in the corporate world, but I decided it's okay. Let me do something where I'm going to be satisfied. And I took a break without having anything backing me up to fall back on. Now, during this time, I used to refer through the classifieds of the Times of India. That was at that time the only way that we could come to know about work, right? So I would refer through the classifieds, and I also love to read books. I love to do a lot of self-help books. So I decided to learn, is there any other way that I can do something for myself where I will have flexible hours, I will be able to do things differently. And I remember I read a beautiful book by Robert Kiyosaki. It was during that time when I was just around 24 years old. I read a beautiful book by Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I also read a book by Anthony Robbins called Release the Giant Within. And these were such inspirational books for me. I suddenly got the idea that I don't have to serve somebody else. I can find something where I can serve myself and I can grow and I can become strong. I had to do a lot of research. And during that time, when I was around 25 itself, I found a very small ad in the newspaper. It was a tiny ad. So I thought, should I refer? And it turned out to be a small, actually it was quite a well-established children's event company in Tardeo in Mumbai. So I responded to the ad and I realized that, wow, the person was ready to not only employ me, he was ready to give me a learning experience. He was willing to take me on as a fresher, but at the same time, I was going to have some flexibility in my hours. And the basic office, that was also pretty close by. So I began to, attend him and, learn the business from him. And I realized that, wow, this is really something that I can be passionate about. And once I started, my first employer was an extremely creative man. He was a very influential man, and I learned a lot of things from him. But he kept me on such a small salary that at the end of the day, I did not know whether it was, like worth it to work, to learn what he's teaching me or not. But I had got so much of inspiration from my books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where, he tells you all about just giving your best and learning in the start, learn everything you can, right? So I used to keep that in mind. I used to keep on going on. And my boss realized that this girl has some passion for this job. So he started teaching me more and more. And I started learning more and more. And I started traveling, something that, I'm not very comfortable doing actually. But in Mumbai, it's such a busy city. I'm not too comfortable to travel, but I had to go to different venues. It was not the same thing every time. So I had to go to different venues. But when I reached the venue, I would be so happy. I would be so joyful, with all the hype of the event, the colors, the music, the decoration, the people running here and there, getting the setup done, deadlines, timelines. It was all so exciting that ultimately, I used to forget the money. I used to forget the travel. I used to forget the stress. The hours were very long in the start. I couldn't choose my hours. I was working for somebody else, right? So that way, then I decided that this is something that I really love. And he tried to promote me and stuff. But then what happened was, as things were beginning, more and more companies were coming into the business. He started making some foolish mistakes, and then he started holding back on my payments, which then I couldn't function. You're hardly paying me anything, and you're holding back on my payments, and you're trying to make maximum use of me. So I quit, right? That was my first experience with an event company.
Industry.
And then from there, I started searching because I had already made some of my contacts. I was with him for around 5 years. Then I started, making my contacts here and there. After that, I went to different various companies, various organizations, and I began to learn the ropes. And then I learned this magical new word. It was called freelancer. It is something that nobody ever teaches you in school. Okay. They will always tell you, work hard, stick with one person, give your best to him, serve him, and, grow in that line.
Stability.
But but then I found so much of happiness in this new word called freelancer that I slowly and surely began to follow up in the line. And I began to realize that I can choose my own hours of work. I can serve people. I can serve myself. I can make money how I want to. And I can begin to learn from the best of people and then grow in this industry. So this is my first experience with the event industry. This is how I started.
So our viewers, they just want to know more about the event industry. So if you can just elaborate about it a bit more.
Yeah, sure. So the event industry is largely divided into two types of events. There'll be corporate or formal events and non-corporate or social events. Since this is a bit of a technical part, I would like to just refer to my notes so you get the exact understanding about what it is, and I'm very clear on my description of what I've done. So for the sake of keeping it simple, I've told you we've divided it into two parts, right? What does the term corporate event mean exactly? Very simply put, a corporate event is an activity that is organized by a business, right? And it's intended for employees, it's intended for clients, for stockholders, for a charity, and also for the public. Broadly, we can subdivide corporate events into seminars, conferences, trade shows, and workshops. Now, social events, on the other hand, they will be more of fun situations. They basically they tend to a group of people who are away from a business. uh, a business setting, and they gather together to have fun, to for recreation, to enjoy themselves. A lot of social events would include things like so just get-togethers,
Yeah,
ladies'
birthday
parties,
party or a
children's
kitty
parties.
party or anything like that.
Yes, kitty parties, picnics, you know, all these kind of things. So this, but even in these two segments, we have a huge scope. There are lots of subdivisions, and there is something or the other that is applicable to every kind of personality who wants to get into this business, right? Um, we have let me, all right. So the boom, let me tell you about the event management industry actually as of the 1990s. That's when our event industry really started booming. And we have had a continuous growth. There hasn't been a single, even when we were going through a recession in, I think, 2016 or 17, trust me, we did not feel, no, it was not 2007, sorry, it was 2007,
7, 8.
2017.
2007, 8 it was.
Yeah, 2007, 8, that's right. We did not feel a single pinch. Money was flowing, clients were coming, people were losing money all over the world, but they did not stop entertaining each other, meeting, because this is one sort of area where there are many other benefits. Besides actually recreating, there are many other benefits. So we did not feel it. But so there's a continuous growth. Now in 2020, with the shutdown of the social settings, because for an event, we need gathering. And with this, what happens is everything started shutting down. So we had to meet the requirement because people still wanted to meet, people still wanted to have fun, people still wanted to enjoy. And that is so important for our mental health, for our culture, for our society to progress, right? So uh, the I should say there was a slight dip, but after that, people, the event, I'm thinking about the turn of events in 2020. Actually, the growth had been super. Um, it was just moving upward. And in 2020, we have kind of experienced a sort of a small setback, where, of course, social events and corporate events are things which require people to gather. And all of a sudden, we could not. So the event industry had to make some sort of a turn. They had to pivot. And what they did was they moved the smarter ones. They have now moved to virtual events. So we are doing almost the same thing, but everybody is in their own little cubicle, their own window, their own block. But the events are being conducted. And once you know the ropes of the virtual industry, then you are moving not in your vicinity, but you have you can have the experience of the same line of the business all over the world. So people who have pivoted and taken their business online, virtual events, they are doing virtual events, they have now begun to, uh, their business has continued to grow. So what I mean to say is, in my experience of these 20 years that I've been in the business, I would encourage anybody to step in, because the event industry will somehow or the other find a way to continue. And it is a very needed, it's a very needed thing, because social gatherings, corporate gatherings, they are very important for the mind. They are very important for society. They're very important for people to communicate with each other. So this is, my experience and what I can share about the event industry.
That's so nice. That's so nice. So, Ms. D'Souza, as we also got to know that you have formulated a course for this industry, right? So, we just want to know that what sort of course you have just formulated for the thing, and how did you decide to teach this thing?
Right. Well, so it's been 2 decades, of course, that I've been in this business, and um, it's actually since 10 years that I'm running my own business. Earlier, I was working for different organizations, and I've learned the best of the best from everybody, from some of the bigger event industries. And I was extremely happy with what I was doing. We were keeping all the secrets of our business under tight lock and key because it's a lot of hard work and lots of trial and error that goes into making a business successful. So we used to keep everything under lock and key. But then, as you know, 2020 came around and information started spreading all over the place. And I thought, why not prepare people for when the society and the world opens up again? Uh, I have realized that, you know, there is no lack of uh, a client. There's no lack. There's more than enough for everybody. And in this industry, there are so many segments, be it that you are professional in organizing, be it that you are professional in decorating, be it that you are professional in food industry, be it that you're professional in the music industry, there's something for everyone. And since I have had a varied experience, who better to mentor people than myself? See, people are entering into the event industry after doing very comprehensive courses, event management courses with really big titles, costing lakhs of rupees. And after they graduate from their course, they are floundering. It's the simple fact of our regular education industry, right? They're just floundering. They have spent their money, and then they have to start as a complete fresher, right? So my idea is to give people an understanding of the insights, the actual functioning of the event industry at a very reasonable cost, so that they can now make up their mind, is this the business for me? Can I take this forward? Do I actually want to put so much of money into a professional event management course when it is not necessary? I myself personally have not done an event management course. I have started at the bottom and I have slowly worked myself up on top. But because I have taken 20 years in this business, it doesn't mean that you have to do the same thing, right? We are having a bridge. I'm like creating a bridge, where you can hop over, you can cut your journey shorter, and you can understand everything from an experienced person, and you can then make whatever decisions you want to do regarding what you want to do.
Absolutely right. Thanks. And we have already heard that the event industry is about the contacts or who you know. So what's your take on this?
Yeah, there are like when you talk about an event industry only, you will think the first thought that comes into your head is leave it. It's too much of a tight nexus. We cannot enter in because it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, right? That is the first thing you will hear about the event industry. But very honestly, if you look at any business, right, what difference is it? You have to have contacts in every business. It's not only the event industry. So I want people to realize that if you just change your mindset, you are exposed to new ideas. You learn from people who are in the business already. and you are very authentic in what you do, and you can provide something different to the client, definitely your contacts will build automatically. People will start noticing you. People will start recommending you. And all you have to do is leave a lasting impression when you make that first or second contact. Today, the world is very easy to make contacts. All that myth about having contacts and understanding people and having to pay royalty amounts, and it is a thing of the past. It is moving out because today contacts can be very easily made. And most of the social media platforms are supporting people who are enterprising, who can connect with the crowd. And if you have that, if that is your passion, then I don't think this myth about having contacts should actually stop you in any sort of way. And that is for every business. I would like to, stress on that for every business, that don't let a simple thing like this stop you from taking the step.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, as you have formulated a course on the event management, right? So, we just want to know that which population or which segment would get benefited
Yeah,
from this course, and who is
yeah,
eligible to join this course?
right. As I said, the event company is so vast and it is so spread out that you can start working in this event industry as a freelancer from the time you actually move out of school. I am not even saying you should be 20, 25, or 30 years old. When you're 15 or 16, you can start as a runner or a stall boy or a helper, earning a little, working on part-time, studying to do your graduation at the same time, studying to do your master's at the same time. The event industry works in such a way that you take events according to however you are placed, whatever suiting you. So I always encourage the young people who work with me, I always encourage them that take it up, learn from us. We are not going to pay you a huge amount. We are also going to benefit from your services. But at the same time, we will not throw you into a situation where you can make a mistake and it can reflect on us. So anyone who you are going to work for at a young age is never going to take a risk on you. But you are going to definitely learn from them. And this can be then spread out with any age group, any gender, male or female, and in any creative line. You have so many options that I've given you earlier also: entertainment, music, decoration. I myself, I'm a professional compere. So I actually stand in front of between 50 to 2,000 people, and I conduct the event. I am the person that makes the event happen. At the end of the day, I am the face of the party. But I didn't start that way. I started on, believe me, 300 rupees to work for 3 hours. But it suited me because I could study during the exam time. I just told my boss, I'm sorry, I'm studying, I can't, I'm giving an exam, I can't do it. So I started at 300 rupees per event, running around, helping people out behind the scenes. And today, my events, my cost to client is 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. In 20 years for me to grow this way, in that day and age, you can imagine what the young, smart, intelligent, techno-savvy crowd can do now.
Exactly.
Without education, you can educate yourself simultaneously and you can work simultaneously. So this is what I want to portray to people, that be it your any age, as long as you are mature enough, be it any age, be it any gender, there is something for everyone in this industry. All you have to have is a burning fire in your soul and a passion and a drive and a very good, strong mindset that it's going to work out.
Absolutely right. As the mindset is always required in every business, we say that's not in just
Yes,
the event industry. Mindset is the one
very
which is required in every industry. So
true.
thanks. The next question we are having for you, as whenever you get a business from your client, right? You get an event and you complete it very passionately. So how you feel at that time?
Yeah. So, as you can see in my face, the moment I think about my work, I'm just elated. It is just about, and every single event is different. There's a different age group to handle. There's a different
Absolutely right.
segment to handle. There's a different social strata to handle. So it is such a challenge. We can't say that we are producing something every day, that stamp is going on everything, the quality has to be this way, and we can discard the things that don't work. So every day is a challenge and every event is a challenge, and
Right.
every single time I get a business, I whether it is a 50,000 business or it's a 10 lakh business, I treat my clients equally well. I know it sounds difficult, I know you may think it's not possible, but that is the service that I give my clients. And I make sure that I tell them that any other organizer would be charging you a different fee, but I will give you the same service that I give you. Once I commit to you, your party becomes my party.
Exactly
Your
right.
happiness becomes my happiness. The
Absolutely.
joy that your clients feel becomes my joy. And I will tell you that when you get you get any amount from your client, you negotiate the budget, the client comes to a conclusion, they will be like, oh, so much, itna hua, it's not possible, this and that. But when we finalize on the amount, after the party is done, if the client comes and says thank you, that is my greatest payment, because it means that I have charged the client a particular amount. He or she could have thought in a mind, chalo, it's done, paisa diya, ho gaya. But they don't do that. The thank you over and above that, they are so grateful that they come and say thank you. And not just one thank you, they are passionately thanking me. They are telling me that
Exactly.
how would we have done this event if you were not in the picture? We don't know. And that is my greatest payment and my greatest joy. And from one event, we get many, many events. Sometimes one very important secret I will tell you is my smallest clients, my clients who have given me the worst trouble, my clients who have given me sleepless nights and paid me the smallest business money, have brought me the biggest successes. They have been my spokesperson. They have told other people and they have brought me huge clients where I have
Absolutely
no
right.
worries. Why? Because my client who has paid me a small amount has spoken so much about me
Exactly.
to her friend or his colleague or his person, that I don't have to do anything, I don't have to prove myself in the next round,
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
right?
Because the words of
So
mouth, that it gives a very huge business sometimes.
yes, yes, and you can do 1,000 good parties or
Exactly.
events, and you can do 10 bad ones, and it's a huge risk. It's a huge risk. The way you can spoil your name by making those small mistakes, that is why we do not make, we give the same service throughout. The small clients and the huge clients are given the same services.
So at the last, we have just last question for you, as we just
Yes.
want to know any tips for our viewers who are just trying to join this industry, or anything if you can just tell them that immediately what they can do to improve their personality and to boost their confidence. So that's like that.
Right, right. So, yeah, it all comes down to your mindset. The very first thing you need to do is you need to say, I can do it. There's nothing big and small. There is nothing difficult. There is no timeline or anything that should obstruct you. You change your mindset to saying, I can do it and I am willing to take those chances. Okay. Now, once you have changed your mindset and you're working on your mindset and you are affirming to yourself every day that this is going to be a success, this event is going to be a success. I can face the crowd. I can speak up. I can do, if other people can do it, I can do it. This industry is something that tests your fears. In this industry, many things can get wrong because you're so dependent on the people that are serving you. It is not a product, it's a service. So if a person doesn't turn up, what about the weather? If it rains, suddenly in the middle of December, where you are setting up an entire wedding, suddenly the clouds gather and it starts raining. So these are things, these are real fears. Sometimes we have situations where they will tell you, we are giving you the venue 3 hours beforehand, but they will give you the venue 1 hour beforehand because the previous event person has not left. So we have to work so fast. But if you have the slightest amount of fear, it's going to pull you down. Make your mindset so strong and get your experience, get your mentors in place, get the people who are guiding you, teaching you. No matter, you may work for half the amount, but learn the business well. And today, if you want to start off directly, the social media is amazing. Study that situation. Go online, start learning from other people who are in it and who have done it and who are willing to give you their services for free. You're exposed to so much online now that we were not exposed to in the past. So learn from these people. You'll have an array of things on YouTube, on Pinterest, on LinkedIn. You'll have lots of things on Instagram that you can learn. There are cheap, very reasonably priced and very cheap 1 day, 2 day courses where you can learn so much, right? So create your archives, create your business, create your pockets of knowledge, follow people who can inspire you, and take it forward that way. Prepare yourself, create your mindset, prepare yourself. And also, once you have stepped inside the industry, right, be prepared to give it your best shot. Be prepared for different hours of work, for long hours of work. Understand that you are not working continuously through the month. You're not doing a 9 to 5 job. When the work comes, it's going to be sometimes a 12-hour continuous setup or a 24-hour continuous setup. Uh, you have to give it your best. Be authentic in your dealings. Remember, once you enter into the industry, your word of mouth is what holds. Once you tell your client, this is what I'm giving you for this price, this is what you have to deliver, come what may. Even if you are going in a loss, you have to deliver it. If you are going to tell your client, I am going to be there personally, you have to be there personally. These are the small authentic touches that you need to do. And lastly, I mean, there are so many tips I can talk passionately about, but one important thing that will hold very good with you is be honest and forthcoming in your dealings with your artists, performers, client, vendors that serve you. The amount that you tell them you are going to give them, you need to give them. If you tell them you're giving them in cash, make it cash. If you think you're giving them in check, give them in check. But clear your dues at the end of the day, because They are the ones that are serving you, and they are the ones that also you need to maintain goodwill for.
Exactly.
In my company, we have vendors, artists, and performers that leave other business and they come to us because they know at the end of the day they are going to get this without any question. So be authentic in your dealings with your vendors and have a huge smile on your face, no matter what, right? Immediately, starting from the moment that you decide to get into the business, just start smiling.
Absolutely.
And at your event, whatever goes wrong, keep that smile on your face because everybody is looking at you. If they see that you are smiling, the event is going fabulously well, no matter what's going wrong in the background.
Absolutely right.
Just
Absolutely.
have a beautiful smile on your face.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. That's correct.
Exactly. So we would like to thank Ms. D'Souza for sparing your precious time for this talk show. And we would also like to thank all our viewers for viewing this video. And for more information, please contact us on the below given number and also follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. The links are already provided to you after this video. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot.